This has been an interesting season to say the least. Common themes that have been presented or reinforced include how to be a good teacher, the importance of communication for problem solving and teamwork, how to open your mind to new facts, the importance of honesty, forsaking your fear, and being an example to others. The latent themes within To Where and Back Again make it the most comprehensive two-party in the series to date, reminding us of what we're capable of when we demonstrate all of these values while taking control over fear. Starlight has had a few lessons in overcoming anxiety with the crystalling, no second prances, and every little thing she does, which gave her the ability to communicate her concerns of going to the Sunset Festival, and eventually the courage to actually attend. However, a fear can take many forms, and she had no way of being ready to be forgiven by her old village when she had not yet forgiven herself. The stakes were low here, but during my analysis on episodes like On Your Marks, Flutterbrudder, and Buckball Season, I've alluded to times when lives are at stake, and allowing yourself to succumb to fear and pressure will lead to dire consequences. Such as in this case where what we saw during Cutie Remark is looming over the horizon. But Starlight, just as the rest of us, is a product of her choices. And when the stakes were high, she did everything in her power to help when so many others would have tried to run and hide. Remember that evil thrives when good men do nothing. There is nobody watching this video who is exempt from being thrust into a position where someone else's life or livelihood is at stake at some point in time in their lives. Those who haven't yet are lucky, but should remain ever vigilant. Because just like Chrysalis, the evil that seeks to victimize you takes many forms. We all know that fear can be a great hindrance, but this doesn't mean that fear has no purpose. Fear is an understanding of danger. Those who understand it can use the urgency and adrenaline brought on by it to assess the danger, find creative solutions, implement them efficiently, and rapidly adapt with changing circumstances. Then the only real fear becomes being paralyzed by it, which is a factor well within your control. So upon reaching this point, just as we saw during Top Bolt, you'll gain confidence, and that fear will diminish. So ultimately, there is nothing to fear. Starlight has relied heavily on magic for most of her life. Losing that ability when the stakes were so high was a fear that could only be overridden by the fear of losing her friends. But this caused her to implement what I described a moment ago, little to her own knowledge. It heightened her understanding that her friends have a variety of talents and skills that can be applied creatively to the tasks at hand, just like we saw in The Fault in Our Cutie Marks. It heightened her ability to talk through problems just like we saw in Pony Point of View and the Saddle Row Review, and it heightened her awareness that their goals could only be achieved as a team, just like we saw in Newbie Dash. Thankfully, these fears were shared by Trixie, Thorax, and Discord, giving them the ability to sacrifice themselves for those that they cared about. These were the characters that most of us had very little faith would succeed in these aspects. Even Trixie fans have explained to me that her appeal lays in her nearly perpetual screw-ups. But each of these characters were forgiven after their moral misjudgments, and from there, they were able to take their consequences and learn from them, because suffering the loss of our own mistakes is useless without taking the opportunity to better ourselves from the learning experience. This concept was culminated in Thorax, who took the chance that he was given to be the best friend that he could possibly be, giving him strength without needing to harm or manipulate others. And upon giving back what he was given, he not only literally changed into something much stronger and more benevolent, but also showed his entire race how to do the same. Thematically speaking, this applies just as much to you. Everyone has worries and regrets which lead them to the wrong choices. But if we do not give love and forgive them internally and externally, then they will not have the chance to improve themselves and spread those opportunities to others. Therefore, bettering the world starts with giving love and forgiveness. From there, if they decide to seek redemption, they will gladly show through their actions that they are doing everything in their power to improve, just like we saw in Flutterbrudder. Or, they will continue to choose to be like Chrysalis. And if so, do not hesitate to do what is necessary to stop their destruction. They will suffer their consequences for as long as they perpetuate their own destructive behavior. Meanwhile, you will be better off gearing your help towards those who are grateful for it, where it will have the greatest effect. I've talked about a lot so far. I haven't seen this many interlaced themes since Twilight's Kingdom, but let this fact show that while these friendship lessons are valuable individually, they are all invaluable collectively. Every applicable friendship lesson needs to be applied when the time is right. Many are unique, some build on others or examine a lesson from a different perspective, but that does not mean that any of them contradict each other or are more important than one another. Just as in the show as a whole, every element of harmony is needed in order to be the best friend that you can be. Loyalty, honesty, generosity, kindness, and laughter are all needed to create friendship. Friendship is needed to overcome fear so that people can be loyal, honest, generous, kind, and uplifting to each other. Everything feeds into itself. Chrysalis's and Thorax's paths can be never-ending cycles, but they can all stop and start with your choices. I'm certain that everyone in the audience has their own fears and phobias. I'm afraid of spiders, heights, and fire. But please believe that if anything stands between me and helping those I care about, then I will gladly run right through them, because my fear of losing them is much greater. That fear has come true a few times for me when I've been a pawn, or while trying to help and protect my friends, which sometimes leads them to fear me. It's all very similar to what Starlight has been through in her life. That fear caused me to lose my friends. My fear of losing everyone again caused me to lose myself. Now, I often find myself fearing a repeat of those situations. That fear has led me right back to square one on several occasions. But you don't have to fall into either side of that situation. If you give love sincerely, give others a chance to prove themselves, do what is necessary to help your friends and community whenever you can, and lean on them when you need support, all while discarding selfishness and fear, then even without magic, you'll be able to do things that would be otherwise impossible to do alone, because friendship is magic. That's the moral of life itself, and that's the moral of the story. If you have a topic you would like to hear discussed, you can drop your suggestions by following Brawny Buck on Tumblr or sending an email to bronydebates@gmail.com. Feel free to check out my Patreon to see how you can support my channel and what you'll get in return. This video was sponsored by Irish John's Short Films and Animations, as well as all of my other generous supporters. Have a great day, and I look forward to hearing from all of you soon.